Welcome to Tegel Airport, Berlin, for this flight from Berlin to Copenhagen with this Lufthansa Boeing 777. The aircraft is on today's flight operated by Lufthansa, and the aircraft is located and parked at gate 7. Today is April the 2nd, 2018. The flight time for today's flight is calculated to 46 minutes, and the weather along our route today is pretty good weather with only a few clouds and no turbulence. So please sit back and relax and enjoy the flight to Copenhagen. Welcome on board. Also welcome to the flight deck of this Boeing 777, and we are now going to prepare the flight, setting up all the systems of the aircraft and putting some informations in the FMC. Here we can see our aircraft parked at gate number 7. And we expect to depart from runway 26 right. So we will taxi via Papa Mike, Sierra Echo, Bravo Echo to holding point 26 right. And here we have the flight plan, and we can see we are going north to Copenhagen and passing west of Stettin, and the flight time is calculated to 46 minutes. It's a relative short flight. Now back to the cockpit, and we are starting with setting the heading to the runway heading for 26 right. That is 258 degrees, and the initial climb is 4,000 feet. We set the weather radar and the gain for the captain. And we set the fuel, the block fuel for this flight is 18,000 kilograms, 18 tons. And the reference airport is Echo Delta Delta Tango for Tegel Airport, Berlin. And we put in the location for gate number 7. So we have the coordinates. The aircraft now knows the coordinates of the aircraft's present location. And for the route we put in the destination airport, Echo Kilo Charlie Hotel for Copenhagen. And we expect to depart from runway 26 right, as mentioned before. And our flight number is 1462, and we request the pre-programmed route and request is sent, and we load the flight plan. The uplink is now loading. And we activate and execute the flight plan. Once more, the departing runway 26 right, execute. And once more, the flight number 1462. And our flight level for today's flight is flight level 300, 30,000 feet. And the cost index is 85. And we request the wind, upload the wind data for the route, execute. And the descent forecast, request. And now the departure from Berlin. We have Raki 3 Lima departure, execute. And the takeoff reference is 5 degrees of flaps, and the trim set 5.25 will now be set. As you can see here, 5.25 set. And we have now the reference velocities V1135 knots, and we rotate, and V2 161 knots. The rotation velocity is 149 knots, as you can see. And we choose flaps 30 degrees for our approach. And our arrival into Copenhagen, ILS 04 left, we expect. And it's via the Mona 1 Mike arrival. Execute. And now we look at the legs to see if there are any discontinuities in the flight plan, and it looks okay for the moment. VNAV, LNAV active. We are now ready to request the ATC for IFR clearance to Kastrup Copenhagen on frequency 128.30. Okay, let's try. Berlin approach, Lufthansa 1462 at gate 7, ready to copy IFR clearance to Kastrup Copenhagen as filed.
Lufthansa 462 Berlin arrival, good evening sir. Information Juliet is valid for Berlin Tegel. Your startup is approved, you are cleared to Copenhagen via Gate 3 Lima departure. Flight plan route, climb to 4,000 feet and talk 2003.
Cleared to Kastrup Copenhagen via Raki 3 Lima, departure runway 26 right. Information Juliet on board, and initial climb is 9,000 feet and squawk 2003 Lufthansa 1462.
Lufthansa 1462, the departure runway would be runway 26 left. You can request runway 26 right if you want to. And the initial climb is 4,000 feet. The rest of the readback was correct.
Request 26 right, Lufthansa 1462, and roger on 4,000 feet as initial climb, Lufthansa 1462.
Lufthansa 1462, roger, you can expect runway 26 right and report ready for pushback.
Will report ready for pushback, Lufthansa 1462. Request push and start Lufthansa 1462.
Lufthansa 1462, push and start approved facing north.
Push and start approved facing north, Lufthansa 1462, thank you. Here comes the pushback truck.
Departure check completed. Live has been inserted. Release parking brake commencing push. All engines clear. Start that wheel.
Here comes the bus and we start engine number 2. And we start engine number 1. Both engines are now stable at idle. Before taxi checklist, flight controls, rudder full right, center,
Unlocking gear.
full left, center, full up, center,
Tow truck disconnected.
full down,
Flight
center,
being removed.
rudder full right, center, rudder full left, center. Flight controls check completed. Flaps 5 set. APU off. Beacon on.
It's clear. Right is clear.
And runway turn off lights and taxi lights, strobe lights on.
We will reach the evening 11:373 with you level 230. 337 Berlin arrival, good evening sir, identified. So you can expect left runway 25 right and Berlin Schöne first. Okay, we are ready for further distance, 2373, descent flight level 140. Level 140,
Request taxi Lufthansa 1462.
Lufthansa 1462, taxi holding point runway 26 right, via Papa Mike, Sierra Mike and Sierra Echo, cross runway 26 left.
To holding point 26 right via Papa Mike, Sierra Mike and Sierra Echo and cross runway 26 left Lufthansa 1462, thank you. Okay, we got the taxi clearance to runway 26 right and parking brake off, and we are ready for taxi. And here we go. Cabin ready for takeoff.
Alpha 27 feedback on the frequency, will you then lock core heading 330 in the level 100? Oh, sir. Peter, Lufthansa line is Juliet. Good evening, sir. We request IFR clearance to Düsseldorf. Lufthansa line was Juliet, Radar, good evening. Information Juliet is valid for Berlin Tegel. Your startup is approved, you are cleared to Düsseldorf via Berlin to November departure. Flight that route, climb to 4,000 feet and squawk 2004. We have information Juliet about startup approved, we are cleared to Düsseldorf via Berlin to November departure. Initial climb 4,000 feet and squawk 2004 Lufthansa line is Lufthansa line Whiskey Juliet, feedback correct.
And here we cross 26 left.
Approaching 26 left.
Lufthansa 1462, wind 150 degrees, 3 knots, runway 26 right, you're cleared for takeoff.
Clear to take off 26 right, Lufthansa 1462, thank you.
Lufthansa 9, Juliet, request pushback. Lufthansa 9 Whiskey Juliet, pushback is approved, facing east. Push facing east, Lufthansa 9 Whiskey Juliet. Parallel 2373, descend altitude 3000 feet, QNH 1008. 3000 feet 1008, allowed to descend.
On runway 26 right.
Allowed to descend, request to maintain high speed below 10. Also approved.
Landing lights on. %40 thrust. Indian stable and then toga.
Minus, correction, Lufthansa 9 Whiskey Juliet, taxi holding for runway 26 left, here, 0 Mike and 0 Echo. Taxi, Lufthansa 26 left via Sierra Mike, Sierra Echo, Lufthansa 9 Whiskey Juliet. Lufthansa 1462, squawk 2003.
Squawks 2003, Lufthansa 1462. Autopilot on. I forgot to set the squawk code 2003, now set.
Lufthansa 1460, identified climb flight level 160.
Climb to flight level 160, Lufthansa 1462.
Hello, 2373, turn left heading 280, clear left runway 25 right. 200, that is 25 right, allow 227.
Flight level 160 set.
Tango Whiskey Juliet, the wind 100 degrees, 3 knots, runway 2610.
Left clear for takeoff. Number 9.
Lufthansa 1462, push direct Rocky.
Direct rocket, Lufthansa 1462. Direct rocket set, execute. Barometer standard pressure set.
Lufthansa Whiskey Juliet, you are identified climb flight level 160. Lufthansa Whiskey Juliet, proceed direct Hotel Lima Zulu.
We have passed 10,000 feet, so landing lights off.
Lufthansa 1462, you're leaving my airspace, no further ATC at the moment, monitoring Unicom altitude at Smart, have a safe flight, coming.
Unicom on 122.8, Lufthansa 1462, bye bye.
Sierra Echo Whiskey turning for the runway leg, runway 29.
Sierra Echo Whiskey, thank you. Surface wind.
Flight level 300 set.
12 knots. Runway 29 are clear to land.
Just land runway 29, Sierra Echo Whiskey. Sierra Victor Bravo, request descent. And just to check Rebecca and TMA,
We
right?
have now started our final climb to our cruising
Sierra
level,
Echo
flight
Victor
level
Bravo, Copenhagen,
300.
hello to you. Enter right traffic runway 29 in Oranje, 1,500 feet or below in the control zone. Tune 8 is 1008, report right hand down the runway 29, descend at your discretion.
Roger, I'll call right runway 29er, 1,500 feet below QNH 1008, Cosmos Direct, Sierra Victor Bravo.
With 1038, unfortunately no further ETCs available. Minus a Unicom frequency 122.8, gonna say flight 0.
Here we can see we reach top of climb short after waypoint racket.
This 1038, Copenhagen control.
Route 103,
This 1038, no further ATCs available. Minus a Unicom frequency 122.8, say flight. So,
Here we can see our progress on the flight and our direct to waypoint racket.
Copenhagen, radar 467, flight level 230, turning flight level 200 and bound to People.
467 Copenhagen control, good evening, identified. Heading bound Copenhagen via the Monarch 2 Echo arrival for runway 04 left.
Cleared Monarch 2 Echo arrival, runway 04 left, amongst 467. Good evening, Copenhagen Patrol, KLM 1139, with you, flight level 365, descending for 310.
KLM 1139 Copenhagen control, good evening, identified. Traffic information is Scandinavian Boeing 737-800 from left to right at flight level 320 in approximately 3 minutes. No factor, you should have passed when you get there, but I will give an eye, should be no factor. Located from Copenhagen via the 2 Echo arrival, expect on the 04 left.
Alright, the Tulu 1 Echo arrival for KLM 1139, and the runway was 04 left, was it? 1139?
Okay, that's correct.
Thank you.
That was a 467 descent now, flight level 080.
Descent 0 467. Scandinavian 155, you were flight 294 for flight level 200, direct Gascar.
Scandinavian 155, Copenhagen control, good evening, identified. Flight access fire supports runway 04 left in Copenhagen.
Expecting vectors 404 left, Scandinavian 155, roger.
Direct AMP surface wind is 250 degrees at 12 knots. Continue approach, it is a Cessna 172 on short final. Sierra Echo, welcome to Berlin. Thanks via Bravo, Charlie and Delta to General Aviation Parking Landing Time 52.
Our cruising level, flight level 300, is shortly coming up. And we have now been airborne for 15 minutes.
Scandinavian 3645. Contact now Bremen radar frequency 123.925. Have a safe flight, so long.
And we have now reached our cruising level, flight level 300, 30,000 feet. At the moment we have a ground speed of 337 knots and a headwind of 61 knots.
Sierra Victor Yankee, President Truck is just about to vacate. Expect cleared shortly.
Thank you.
Sierra Victor Yankee, runway 29 at Excellent. Aspect 017, contact now Bremen radar frequency 123.925. Have a safe landing, so.
We are now reaching our top of descent and will request to start the descent from the Copenhagen ATC. Copenhagen Control, Lufthansa 1462 with your flight level 300 inbound. Request sent, Lufthansa 1462.
Lufthansa 1462, good afternoon, identified. Proceed direct to Monarch. Thereafter cleared Monarch 2 Echo arrival. Expect runway 04 left, descent flight level 2.
Say flight level again, Lufthansa 1462.
Lufthansa 1462, descent flight level 200.
Expect 04 left, Monarch 1 Alpha departure, correction arrival, and direct Monarch, Lufthansa 1462.
Lufthansa 1462, arrival is Monarch 2 Echo. Monarch 2 Echo arrival, and confirm descending flight level 200.
Expect Monarch 2 Echo arrival and descent to 200, Lufthansa 1462.
Lufthansa 146, please for place. Nothing to expect. You are cleared for the Monarch 2 Echo arrival.
Cleared Monarch 2 Echo arrival, sorry, Lufthansa 1462. Oh, not a good read back. I was a little bit confused.
Sierra Victor Bravo, welcome to the landing time 01. Thanks via Bravo charter to General Aviation.
Flight level 200 set, and descent started. Now I have to change the arrival star from the expected to Monarch 2 Echo arrival. We are now 2,750 feet too high of our glide path, so I choose a higher descent rate of 2,700 feet per minute. Auto brake is set to
Ladies 61
level 2.
Copenhagen Control, good evening, identified, climb flight level 340.
40, that is 61.
We arm the speed brake. And we will now set the barometer to the local pressure in Copenhagen, which is 1007 hectopascal. The no smoking sign is on, so before descent checklist completed. We are still 2,100 feet too high compared to our optimal glide path into Copenhagen. We have now been airborne for 28 minutes, and we have 17 minutes to go, so we expect to land in Copenhagen 15 minutes past 4 a.m. 3 minutes ahead of estimated arrival.
Lufthansa 1462, descent flight level 80.
Descent to flight level 80, Lufthansa 1462. Okay, down to 8,000 feet. Next waypoint coming up is Monarch, and after Monarch we expect vectors from the Copenhagen ATC.
And good evening, Copenhagen Control, Lufthansa 122 with you, flight level 250, descending to flight level 110.
Lufthansa Copenhagen.
Lufthansa 122.
Speed down to 240 knots.
Eurotrans 122. Still looking. Eurotrans 122. Yeah, speed control is off, and actually I do not control this as but I can hear you tonight. Eurotrans 122, set flight level 100, cleared inbound Copenhagen by Sveda 1 aircraft, right?
Level 10,000 meters, Sveda, Lufthansa 122.
Eurotrans 122, confirm flight level 100, Sveda 1 aircraft, right?
Delta flight level 100 meters, Sveda 1 Echo, Lufthansa 122.
We are still too high, so I have adjusted the descent rate, and I will now use the speed brake to slow down our velocity in order to get a higher descent rate. In front of us we have now Zealand, the south coast of Zealand, and to the right we can see Køge Bugt. And here comes the right turn at waypoint Monarch.
Copenhagen Control, good evening, pilot Air 401, flying flight level 190, direct Vispa.
Private Air 501 Copenhagen Control, good evening, identified, climb flight level 340.
340, pilot Air 401.
Good evening, Control, Scandinavian 4714 with you, flight level 320. Scandinavian 4714 Copenhagen Control, good evening, identified, continue.
At waypoint Nexø we have to reach 8,000 feet or below. I have just identified and corrected a discontinuity in the flight plan.
Lufthansa 1462, contact now Copenhagen Force frequency 19.8.
Copenhagen approach on 119.8, Lufthansa 1462, pardon. Copenhagen approved, Lufthansa 1462 with you flight level 080 inbound Nexø.
Lufthansa 1462 Copenhagen approach, full identifies information Lima current, expect radar vectors, pilot approach 1 by 04 left. After next, flight heading 310 degrees.
Expect the vectors for 04 left and information Lima valid, and after next 310 Lufthansa 1462. Heading 310 set. Transition level local pressure in Copenhagen set. We are 150 feet too low, so we climb a little.
Good evening, Copenhagen approach. You
have now reached waypoint next to and set the vectors 310.
Returns 122 Copenhagen approach, identifies information Lima current, radar vectors, pilot approach 1 way 0 left. After speed, flight heading 200 degrees. And we have information, the Lima for information, and it's expected for runway 04 left. After speed, right turn to heading 200, your front 122. Lufthansa 1462, descend 5 feet, QNH 1007.
Descent to 5,000 feet on QNH 1007, Lufthansa 1462. $5,000 feet set. We have now Køge City and Køge Bugt right in front of us, and the airport is to the right.
Lufthansa 1462 is in 3,000 feet.
Descent to 3,000 feet, Lufthansa 1462. Down to 3,000 feet and speed 220 knots. And 3,000 feet is the altitude in which we reach the ILS system. Speed down to 200 knots. Landing lights on.
Copenhagen approach. Evening is Skyway 7061, flight level 110 with you.
Skyway 7061 Copenhagen approach. Good evening, sir. You identified information Lima current, expect radar vectors, ILS approach, runway 04 left. After speed of landing 200.
Information Lima, that's 04 expected, and speed 200. Skyway 7061.
Skyway 7061 after Sierra Victor Delta heading 200 degrees. Right, Lufthansa 1462, heading 070.
Right heading 070, Lufthansa 1462.
Skyway 7061 after Sierra Victor Delta heading 200 degrees.
Heading 070, set.
Skyway 7061 Copenhagen.
Flaps 5, set.
Skyway 7061 Copenhagen approach.
Skyway 7061, I have a problem with my send key. It keeps disappearing from my V-pilot. I'm sorry about that.
Skyway 7061 roger, they're proceeding 200 degrees.
I'm proceeding 200 degrees now. Skyway 7061.
Thank you, Lufthansa 1462, descend 2,500 feet, clear islands approach, runway 0 left, support established.
Descend to 2,500 feet, cleared ILS 04 left and will report established. Down to 2,500 feet and speed 180 knots.
Air Trans 122, turn left heading 190 degrees, descend to 5,
That's 50.
QNH 1007. Left to 190 degrees, down to 5,000 feet, QNH 1007, you're on to 122.
Equalizer and glide paths captured and approach
Air Trans 122, report your
selected.
Speed is 240 knots, you're on to 122. Thank you, Skyway 7061, your speed.
Gear down. And we have now the airport in sight. Flaps 20 and speed down to 170 knots. And ding from the crew, which means that the cabin is ready. Flaps 20 set.
Lufthansa 1462, contact tower, frequency 118.1, bye-bye.
Tower 118.1, Lufthansa 1462, bye-bye. Down to 141 knots, and we are now fully established, ILS inbound. Vessel Tower, Lufthansa 1462, fully established, 04 left inbound. Get for land 04 left, Lufthansa 1462. Landing checklist, gear down, flaps 30 green light, speed 141 knots, landing checklist completed. We are ready for landing 1,000 feet.
1,000.
Taxi to Roger for ride by Delta Charlie and Pablo and cross runway 12 from Roger 321.
Approaching 04 left.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay, we landed right on time after 46 minutes in the air. We turn off the landing lights and retract the flaps. Taxi via Alpha, Delta and Zulu, and hold short of Zulu, Lufthansa 1462.
And from space 58 November, we are fully ready via Bravo 3.
Is this 58 November Romeo via Bravo 3? On way to the front.
Via Bravo 3, line up and wait from a 4 right, stops to 58 November Romeo.
Process 58 November, then called, with right, clear to take off. Departure, right.
Castle Tower, Yotron 122, fully established ILS, runway 04 left.
Yotron 122, Castle Tower, good evening. Being sworn with 04 left, prepare to land, going to cruise, make it right, come on. This land run a 04, left 222.
Roger, 3241, landed and made radio flight.
Negative, we have some problems with our LNAV, so we'll need to hold short and just fix the problem, and then we'll contact when we are ready for departure for London 324.
324, roger.
April on 121.9 Lufthansa 1.
Oh, 146, no, I would need, I'll want you to go by Delta, but you're finished up, so it's gonna be a alternative Zulu Yankee. Det är extra framåt förstår.
Kastrup Apron Lufthansa 1462 holding short on Zulu. Reaction holding short of Zulu on taxiway Alpha, request gate.
Lufthansa 401, correction 142, standard Charlie 40 via Yankee and Quebec.
To Charlie 40 via Yankee and Quebec, Lufthansa 1462, thank you.
Today opening ground, Canadian 446, standing at Bravo 9, requesting clearance to Gatwick.
Canadian 442, Castaway, good evening, you're cleared to Gatwick as pilot, level 1 Alpha departure, runway 04 right, and squawk 7347, information Mike is covered.
Clear to Gatwick via runway 1, departure, runways will be 04 right, climb maintain 7000, and smoke will be 7347, Canadian 442.
Canadian 442, we take it quick.
Coastal ground, KLM 1132, stand Alpha 4, Boeing 747-800. Over requesting over to Amsterdam Schiphol. We have information Lima on board.
KLM 1132, Castaway, good evening, you're cleared to Amsterdam as pilot, Lingo departure, runway 04 right, and squawk 7303, information Mike is covered.
Okay, we're cleared on the Longo 1 Alpha departure for runway 04 right, and we will check information. Mike, and can you please repeat the squawk again for me for KLM 113?
Okay, we are at stand Charlie 40. Parking brake set. We start the APU and turn off the landing lights, correcting the taxi lights, the strobe and the beacon. As we can see, we have 10.1 tons of fuel left in the tanks.
Opening ground, Canadian 442, push start.
Canadian 442, Castaway, push start of hook 1007.
Push start approved, Canadian 1007, Canadian 442.
The APU is running and online, so we can shut down the engines. And we can see the engines spooling down now.
Yes, Lima, I'm currently on, yes. KLM 132.
132, tax to be Yankee and Delta, Ocean runway 12.
Taxi via Yankee, and I missed the second part and holding at 12.
KLM 1132, Yankee and Delta, and then Ocean runway.
Yankee and Delta, then holding at 12. KLM 1132.
The airway is connected, so we can disarm the doors. The unloading of the cargo is now in progress. So we can release the cabin and deboard the passengers now. So this was the end of this 46 minutes relative short flight from Berlin to Copenhagen with this Boeing 777 aircraft operated on today's flight by Lufthansa. I hope you have enjoyed to be on board and hope to see you on board this aircraft another time. Bye bye, thanks for watching.